Oh!
Hi friends, welcome to this week's class of Dead Funny University. I am your host and fellow student Kelsey, and today we are talking about Wonder Woman. Chris is our teacher this week. Chris, how are you doing? Tell me about things.
Doing pretty good. I'm excited for the Wonder Woman 2 movie to come out when it comes out. Obviously certain aspects like a pandemic has set a lot of movies back. I don't know if you saw the notification, but the official Venom movie got pushed back. So it's going to come out into 2021. They actually released the name of the movie too. It's going to be
what's it called? Do you know?
Venom 2 Absolute Carnage. And it's Venom's face on the left side and Carnage's face on the right.
More importantly, do we know the rating?
Right, it's going to be R from what I've heard so far. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it should be R, so it was just wanted to make sure.
Maybe not. I don't know. I hope so. Yeah, it looks like that's still in the air from what I'm able to see right here. That the rated R is still in question. I don't know. I mean, Deadpool did it. They should be able to do it. But, as much as I would love to see her talk about Marvel all day, we got the DC badass herself.
We got a little DC going on here.
Yep, the DC badass herself, Mrs. Wonder Woman. The only DC movie I really give a shit about. So, there's that.
Yeah.
Leagues above the rest, for sure. 100%. And anybody that says differently, you're in denial. You're
definitely in denial. Yeah.
There's a guy I watch, and he's very fucking funny, and he's part of like the Rashid family, and he swears up and down that fucking Dawn of Justice was a great movie, and I'm like, bro, just please stop. It wasn't. It in your heart of hearts that it wasn't. So just please. I love him to death. He's hilarious. He's just such a huge DC fan. He's so fucking biased, and being someone who's the same way.
I was about to critique you on that.
So, yeah. Oh, well. But yeah, I got a quiz, so we can go ahead and jump into that, and then we'll talk about her. So, let me pull this up. Anyways, let's see here. All right. So, what was Wonder Woman's first issue?
Chicks We All Want to Be. 43.
No. So, also, we got our next question, which is, what was the inspiration for her creation?
No idea. Can't even make something funny up. I'm genuinely curious.
What is the name of the Amazon island?
Oh, I don't know. Atlantis?
Who? Atlantis. Kelsey. Aquaman. Come the fuck on. Who?
Oh, good point. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. I'm sorry.
Who led the Amazons to the island?
No idea.
How was Wonder Woman born?
Somebody was hit on the head? She sprung forth?
She got all these wrong. No, you're thinking of Athena.
No, I'm very well aware of who I'm thinking of.
Definitely Athena. All right, well. So, moving on. So, Wonder Woman, her first issue was All-Star Comics issue number 8 back in 1941.
Whoa. Yeah,
she did not come out too long after Batman and Superman. So yeah, she's pretty up there in.
She's an old girl.
Yeah. Anyways, but so obviously, as you know, Wonder Woman's. I don't know what her last name is actually, but Wonder Woman's real name is Diana. What is her? What is her last name? I'm very curious now. Wonder Woman's real name. I know it's Diana, but I can't think for some reason.
With
Diana Prince, the identity of no, that's just a fake one though. She adopts the identity of Diana Prince.
It looks like it's just Diana.
Yeah, it might just be. Anyway, so Diana, yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. Well, Batman's got a last name, but Wonder Woman doesn't.
Neat.
So, moving on. So Diana, obviously, for those of you who don't know, whenever she was born, she wasn't created normally. Her mother sculpted her as a baby out of clay, and the gods gifted the clay life. And that's how Wonder Woman was born. So she actually isn't of actual descent until we get to the New 52. The New 52, her mother is actually in bed with Zeus, and Zeus is her father, and she's actually considered a demigod in the New 52.
So, out of curiosity, with when they say the gods gifted the clay life, which gods are we
The Greek.
referring
The
to?
Greek.
The Greek
Yeah,
gods.
her
Okay.
her story heavily revolves around the Greek gods. One of her
That's
biggest
what I thought.
enemies is Ares. And he was in the movie, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, yeah. Ares is in the movie. So, yep. Yep, Steph of the Greek gods that she deals with. Even her sword is the sword of Zeus. So there's also that as well. That's one of her many weapons that she has.
Okay.
So basically, as a lot of you know, Amazons live on an island that is all Amazonians, and that is called Paradise Island. And they were
Ah.
actually led there on ships by Aphrodite. Aphrodite is the one who founded this woman metropolis, if you will. Um, and yeah, that's kind of like a little bit of a start to how Wonder Woman was born and kind of her origins there a little bit, because she was born on the island and kind of just grew up as an Amazonian. Some cool things to know about her is her normal outfit, that, you know, the amazing outfit that everybody loves and knows her for, with her gauntlets and her tiara and her lasso. That was actually a gift given to her by her mother, because she
Oh,
won
neat.
a tournament that she had to fight in order to be able to go to America to take homie back over there. I can't remember what his name is, but you know, the dude in the movie. Yeah, that's actually how it happened in the comics too.
Yeah, well, what's his nuts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy. So yeah, that was actually a prize given to her. Is how she actually got that. It's actually funny. One of the biggest changes in Wonder Woman is that in the older comics, she actually had a jet, and her jet was invisible.
I thought she had an invisible jet.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and it's so dumb. It's actually one of my favorite lines out of the epic rap battles. They did a Wonder Woman versus Stevie Wonder, and if you haven't watched it, Kelsey, you're missing out. But it's so good. And Stevie Wonder is actually played by T Pain, so they actually got T Pain shoving one of them, and he literally goes, "Oh God," he's all like, because she makes a joke about him being blind, and he's all like. It could never cause as much pain as not knowing how stupid you look in your airplane. Because it shows the chick sitting down like she's in a jet, but she's obviously not in anything. The chick that raps against him, I don't know her. I definitely think T-Pain won. But holy shit, her whole first verse was fucking fire. Oh my God. Like, her first verse was so good, but both of his were consistently good, to where her second one
Ah.
wasn't as much as I thought it could have been. But
Hmm.
God damn, like, she even said something, you're a bald has been, I'm in my Amazon Prime. I was like, let's fucking go. And she was just going off. Oh my gosh.
You love rap.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, God, it was so good. And for sure, the easiest line out of the best was whenever she was talking about him being blind again. And he literally said, oh, God. He said something, and he's like, so stick to your reboots with plots so thin, even I can see through. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it was so good. So plot so thin, even I could see through. I was like, that was great. That killed it. That sealed the deal for me.
That would
That
do
was
it,
the
yeah.
nail in the coffin for me. I was like, yep, Stevie Wonder won that one. Sorry, Wonder Woman. Oh shit. Oh, okay. But anyways, so yeah, her invisible jet. Something that's actually kind of cool. That I did not actually know that much about, but with doing some research to be a little bit more prepared for this DFU, her gauntlets that she uses to deflect all the shit off of her constantly, those are actually for her opponent's protection, not hers. Because whenever those gauntlets come off, she actually cannot control the real Amazonian power that she has just stowed away inside of her. So she goes into like this all-out rage mode when she takes the fucking gauntlets off. I had no idea about that. Yeah, like she's a badass. Like, yeah,
That's
it's pretty
super
fucking
cool.
nuts. So yeah, it's literally for her opponent's protection, not hers. I
But
was like, that's pretty sweet.
wouldn't that be a really cool like Wonder Woman movie to see though, is her like causing too much damage and watching her being really affected by the fact that she caused too much damage and like watch the story of her getting those gauntlets. Like,
Oh
wouldn't that
yeah,
be neat?
oh
It'd
yeah,
be a
for
much
sure.
darker version of the story, but it'd be awesome.
It would be a perfect way for Wonder Woman to kind of almost have. It would be the perfect way for DC for once to make a good fucking movie, but to do a way better job of telling the story of kind of like Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix for Wonder Woman, where like she couldn't control the power. A whole bunch of people got killed in the crossfire. Da 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 da. And now she has to walk with that burden, and those gauntlets are a solid reminder of that. And then have situations where, like in future Justice League movies, where like she's tempted to take the gauntlet off because of they're on their last leg, but she physically doesn't want to because of what could happen.
Yeah.
That would be fucking sweet.
Because she could
Absolutely.
wipe out all of her team too with the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
Absolutely.
would be so much better than it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm not saying it's better than the movie they have planned. It just sounds really dark and awesome.
Right.
Moving
Right.
on.
Since we're talking about the Justice League, I'll give you one chance to guess a member of the Justice League that she has dated.
I don't even know anybody. Just
You know people in the Justice League.
gonna guess. Based off of a very dirty joke that I know, and only off of that, the Invisible Man?
I don't even know who that is. I
Okay.
don't even know who that is. But
Okay.
you do know people in the Justice League. You know Superman. You know Batman. You know Green Arrow. You know The Flash. Possibly Martian Manhunter. You might know. I don't know. Green Lantern.
God.
You know. Like all these people, you
Oh,
for sure know. Any of those would have
I
been
don't
suitable candidates, and you chose for
want her
someone
to
who I'm
date
not even
any of
sure
those.
is even in the fucking DCEU. But whatever. So moving on from that, it was Superman, and they were known
Okay.
as the power couple. And people hated them being together. Absolutely hated it. Because if something was to ever happen and one of them went evil and the other one chose to be on that side, they would literally be unstoppable.
So they didn't hate them as a couple. They hated
The
like
threat
the
that could
right.
happen. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman was kind of the person there. Wonder Woman is not as strong as Superman. But it has been said multiple times in comics that she is the only other person that's actually in his class. So she can go toe to toe, but sooner or later Superman should beat Wonder Woman out. That should happen. Just automatically
Eventually.
should. But
What if it's a
imagine
cloudy day?
a situation. Well, the cloud day doesn't do anything. It
He gets
doesn't.
his power from the sun.
Yeah, but the sun's vibrations and shit that still shine through and stuff, like he's still gonna be fine.
I
It's that
wasn't sure how the
he
lore
gets
worked.
the way it changed was that it's the atmosphere of the planet he's on, which sounds fucking stupid. But the atmosphere of the planet he's on is where his powers are actually judged. So
Huh.
yeah, it's you're looking for kryptonite. If there's kryptonite around, if she made gauntlets out of
Well,
kryptonite,
yeah.
she'd beat his fucking face in. So
Yeah, I
it
know
wouldn't
that,
be fair.
but
But that's the thing, though. Name any weaknesses that Wonder Woman really has. I can't think of any. But
dude,
name
you're the one telling me
weaknesses.
about Wonder Woman.
Exactly. Exactly. But think of weaknesses that Superman has: magic and kryptonite. Her sword and lasso and all that shit is made out of the magic of the gods and kryptonite. She could kick his ass. But the thing of it is that she has the main tools that could stop Superman. So then he doesn't have to worry about anybody else having those but her. And if they're together and they're both doing evil together, he doesn't have to worry about it at all. And on top of that, if somebody does use kryptonite, it's like, all right, cool, babe, you take care of that. I'm going to go do this over here. You take care of the kryptonite situation. I mean, they'd be unstoppable. They'd be unstoppable.
I can get the fear. If I was Superman, I would be very intimidated by Wonder Woman.
That's fair.
Just saying.
I mean, like I said, she's got the magic weapons, and that's what he's weak to. Whenever they actually did a DC versus Marvel crossover, Thor put Superman in a coma because he hit him in the face with Mjolnir, and Mjolnir's made out of magic. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'd be terrified of that as well because he is. Whenever they first said it, they ended up going back and changing it. When they first said it, they said Superman was allergic to magic. I'm like, that sounds so fucking stupid.
Yeah, having a histamine response to magic is a little stupid, but
It's like a
did they
fairy pops up and Superman starts sneezing and shit. Goddamn
I love that.
fairy dust.
Oh, get sent to the hospital by Tinkerbell.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, but yeah, no, I mean, and one of the things that really does suck though is like they would never do it. But honestly, in my opinion, I still think that like everybody would be fine. It would be hard because all that weight would be on one person's shoulders. But I think Flash could probably take them out. I really do. I think the Flash is severely underrated whenever he gets put up against other heroes. But in his own like solo comics and shit, I mean, he literally could put his hand on the side of Superman's face and vibrate it so fast that it would blow Superman's brain clearly out of his fucking skull, like easily.
Yeah. And
E-
there's nothing that he can do about that. Like, he's
Easily.
not faster than the Flash. I think the Flash is one of those where people don't think about what scientifically would be necessary in order to make him a superhero, and therefore they don't think through the full ramifications of that. Like, him zipping around being an actual element of, like, climate change. Like, Flash, we need you to chill the fuck out because you are heating shit up in here.
Right.
Like, and some of the other really interesting things. But I think also, isn't the Flash a teenager? Isn't that another thing?
No, Flash is adult.
Flash is a full grown adult? Okay.
Yep,
For
he's
some
a
reason,
full
I thought
grown
he was a
adult.
teenager.
Barry Allen. No, he's a full grown adult. But yeah, I mean, the only time that we've actually ever seen like them two go up and race against each other was the Flashpoint Paradox, where he raced against Superman and went so fast to beat Superman that he actually ran into a different dimension. Like literally ran into a different dimension.
Which is
So
neat.
yeah, it's pretty fucking sweet. Pretty sweet. That was a great comic series. But so yeah, as far as Superman or as far as Wonder Woman goes, I mean her tale's kind of been the same all the way throughout. You know, the Amazonian island. She grew up, learned how to fight, learned to be this fucking badass. She's pretty much unstoppable, honestly. And we'll get to what her actual powers are here in a second. But on top of that, you know, you've got the situation as far as you know, the guy shows up on the island. She wants to take him back to America. Whenever she gets there, she sees that, you know, there is, or not America, but whatever the fuck they call whatever in fucking DC. Um, Whenever she gets there, she sees that she's needed. Like there's actually work there to be done, that she can
Hmm.
actually be a symbol of hope. One of the coolest things that I thought you would like a lot and find very interesting is the actual inspiration behind Wonder Woman. It was
Yeah.
actually one of the first men, in my opinion, and I did not fact check this, but even the people that I was watching that were kind of talking about this, I didn't know about this fact. Even said that he was one of the first men to ever show kind of a movement for women,
Hmm.
and so he chose to go with it through comics because there were already so many dominating male heroes. And he kind of based it her off of a lie detector test. He's like, women are virtually more uh, loyal and open about, or not loyal, more trustworthy and open. On top of that, they have just this sense about them. He's like, if you look at most inherent things in men in comics,
Hmm.
you would actually see more evil traits in every single hero. And you just wouldn't get that out of a woman. A woman automatically, he's like, look at childbirth, for instance. You have this automatic connection way deeper than the father ever will or ever does. A woman who has that feeling over an entire universe because she can save them, like, automatically makes her that much more of a hero than any man in a comic ever could be. And
Hmm.
it was a very interesting concept, honestly. Like he just kept talking about it, and like in the whole like lasso of truth was based off a whole lie detector test. Like it was just about women being better at men than men even knew, and they never got a chance to show that in comics. So he's like, "Cool, I'll fucking do it for you," and that's how she was put in the comics.
Huh. There's actually this really cool sociological, specifically criminological theory about women, and the criminality of women over time has been like really touchy and challenging subject because of those exact things that you just mentioned, with
Mm-hmm.
there's this inherent belief that women are less criminal than men,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because of all these various things, and sociologists have tried to find an answer for it. And for a while, anytime a woman committed a crime, it was she's super deviant because she had to not only break out of her natural womanness to break this crime, but then she also had to go through like her natural weakness to to do this crime. And it's kind of an interesting like backhanded way of talking about it, but it sounds like he was saying this from a respect of women's viewpoints on humanity itself,
Right,
which is
for
very
sure.
interesting. I would never have guessed a lie detector test being part of the inspiration for her character. That's intriguing.
Yeah, he was a psychologist or logist.
Psychologist.
Psychologist. I can't fucking read.
It's
Jesus.
okay, I got
Yes,
it.
he was an actual psychologist and a writer, and it says that the
Neat.
character drew a great deal of inspiration for early feminists and and especially the form that actually piloted birth control. Didn't know that. And so
Huh.
he wrote a piece called Woman and the New Race. Didn't know that. Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued to know more about this person.
Yeah, his name is William Moulton Marston. So William Moulton is Moulton. Marston, Marston. His pen name was Charles Moulton.
Yeah, and he developed the first lie detector test.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'm gonna look this guy up. I'm gonna read more about him later.
Yep. No, it was definitely a very interesting piece. Yeah, I got a channel that I like to watch whenever I need to like cram some knowledge in quick and stuff like that, and they're very, very good at what they do as far as whenever it comes to comic book knowledge. Their channel is called Variant Comics. If anybody's never heard of them, I definitely suggest you check it out. But their issue on Wonder Woman was very refreshing. A lot of the stuff I already knew, but they actually talked about that spot for a little bit out of the episode. It's like 9 minutes, but they talked about it for like 2 minutes out of the episode, and it was very interesting. I didn't know that at all, so I thought that was really, really cool.
Neat.
Very unique. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you really don't get like a lot of crazy backgrounds from the superheroes like that, like as far as like compared to real life. So I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Really interesting to see. But yeah, so to kind of go over some of her other stuff here, we kind of talked about, her alter ego, which was, we don't really have an actual background, or I'm sorry, a last name for her. Obviously, her affiliations mainly are with the Justice League, and we kind of know what those partners were. But her actual abilities, well, she has quite a few here. We have superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, endurance, agility, reflexes, reactions, dexterity, intelligence, senses, and longevity. We also have an accelerated healing factor, and then nigh invulnerability. So pretty fucking close to indestructible. Master tactician, strategist, field commander, hand-to-hand combat, and martial artist. Mastered arm and unarmed combat. Excellent warrior, expert swordsman, flight, magic. Yeah, flight. She actually did not fly in the early comics, which is why she had the invisible jet. And then they gifted her flight in the newer series, and so she can just fly around.
Somebody felt the jet was stupid.
Yeah. Someone was like, "This is dumb." Yeah. They have someone who could literally go toe to toe with Superman, and they fly around in an invisible jet. It's kind of dumb. Electrokinesis, divine energy manipulation and projection, and then uses the lasso of truth and indestructible bracelets. A projectile tiara, a sword and shield, and the invisible jet. Can't forget the invisible jet, people.
I love how the tiara is a projectile. That cracks me up. Like any port in a storm, I suppose.
Yep. Well, apparently it's super fucking sharp. So, and she uses it as a boomerang. She can throw it and it always comes back.
That's fantastic.
Yep. It's actually funny when I think about her jet, because it always makes me think, there's this comic book series where, and this is Marvel, but I had gotten big into reading a lot about like Moon Knight and Taskmaster. And Moon Knight is kind of like the Marvel's version of Batman, but he does kill. And yeah, he's got like the whole billionaire playboy thing going on too. Like he's literally the same thing basically. And Taskmaster gets hired to kill Moon Knight. For those of you who don't know, Taskmaster he has photographic reflexes. And that's his superpower, which means he can literally watch somebody fight and then literally can predict all their moves. The only person he's actually ever lost to in comics is Deadpool, because Deadpool is unreadable because he was literally dancing and doing the Macarena while fighting.
Yeah, he's very unpredictable. It makes him hard to...
Yeah, just a little bit. So, Moon Knight is kind of telling you this story about his life, and he gets to that point, and Taskmaster like fucked him up, put him in the hospital for like a couple months. He's like, but whenever I finally got out, he's all like, I finally found a way to beat Taskmaster, and it shows Taskmaster was like at the boss's whatever, whoever hired him, and was getting the final payment to go and finally kill Moon Knight while he's in the hospital. And then you just see the moon jet come flying through the fucking ceiling and just crash into Taskmaster, and he's all like, good luck projecting that moon to come, or the jet to come down and crash on your ass.
Holy shit.
Fuck. Oh man, he's a badass. I like Moon Knight a lot. He's pretty good.
That's a good way to waste over $1 million, but I guess if you're pissed, you're pissed.
He's a badass. He is a badass. But anyways, but yeah, no. So every time I think about her invisible jet and her using it as a weapon, that just always pops up in my head. Of Moon Knight just being like, "Yeah, fuck you, Taskmaster." Oh god. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much her story, was, just basically becoming the all-you-can-be American woman of, saving, well, once again, it's not America, whatever the fuck they call it, but, Metropolis and Gotham and all that other shit. She showed up all over the place and just helped out multiple different places.
All right, well, I've got a few questions for you if you're kind of wrapped up on the baseline knowledge here.
Pretty much.
So, she's female.
Yep.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's full confidence about that.
Yep.
Is she straight? Is she bi? Do we know?
From what I've seen so far, she's straight. I have not been able to find anything about her being bi or anything like that, but you never know. I mean, once again, we're talking about a comic book series that had 51 different universes out there and then finally collided them all into one. So there very well could be. Very well could be.
And she's not human. She's Amazonian then?
She's considered Amazonian. Well, technically, I guess she's considered like, I don't know if you call it like clay. I don't know really what she's considered. But in the New 52, she is considered a demigod because she is actually born flesh and blood in the New 52. Zeus is her actual father.
She was actually born through an actual, got it.
Through an actual Amazonian queen who was bedded by Zeus. So, yep. And they have
we talked about her power.
Mm-hmm.
What's kind of her motivation in the movie? It seems to be, I just want to do good because I'm strong and I'm capable of doing good and protecting the weak. But what do the comics say are her motivations?
So in the comics, it was definitely like during that whole like World War II era and stuff like that. So like whenever she got back overseas, it was seeing all these like sick and helpless and defenseless people, and she knew, she's like, I was given this power for a reason, other than just to sit on an island and just train all day. Like I should be here to help. I can help. So it was pretty close.
It's very much helping people out. Okay.
Yep.
And her day job, when she's not being amazing and doing all these great things, does she have an alternate identity? Is she a reporter for a newspaper?
Yeah, she let's see, and what does she do? I know at one point there was like talk where she was like some like art connoisseur or something like that. Let's see. Secret identity. Identity from a United States Army nurse. Oh wait, that was the actual Diana Prince. Yeah, I don't know. Possibly an army nurse to military intelligence officer. Blah 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 blah. Businesswoman, astronaut. I mean, all this other shit. I don't know. I guess they're just throwing like all these different universes into the one. So yeah.
All right. If you know of any particular day job, throw it in the comments because I genuinely want to know. Now, did she have any specific enemies?
Like I said, Ares would be her number one specific one. I'm pretty sure there's been like rival Amazonian princesses, but usually most of her enemies deal around the Justice League, like Darkseid and shit like that.
Okay. Ares is only the one that's really hers. Okay. And you mentioned she doesn't really have any weaknesses. Is that correct?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, I don't think she has like any kind of hardcore weakness. Even when I was looking through her list earlier, I didn't see anything in there whatsoever about that.
All right. And then her personality. What would you kind of walk me through her personality from your perspective? What's actually reflected in the comics as opposed to just available in the DCEU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Comics Extended Universe. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I mean, her attitude in the movie is pretty much how she was in the comics. I think Gal Gadot did a really good job of portraying Wonder Woman.
So she's kind, she's honest, she's
Mm-hmm.
caring, she's genuine,
Yep. Little
s-
naive from
sweet,
where she comes from
naive.
to where she is now. So, kind of catching up with a world that, had long forgotten that her people even existed. So,
Ugh, she's got a charming personality. Does she have any quirks? Anything that you can think of that's kind of like, ah, yep, that's very Wonder Woman. She's the only one who does that.
mm, not really. No.
Okay. And she's alive in the current
In the
universe,
current
right?
universe, yeah.
All right. And most accurate portrayal in other media. Do you feel like the new.
The new movie is very, very spot on.
Okay.
But, I mean, obviously, the DC cartoons have been pretty damn good as well. So,
Okay.
I'll give that.
Anything else that you think that I need to know?
I don't think so. I think we pretty much covered the basis of Wonder Woman.
All right. Well, then hit me with that final quiz, my friend.
Sweet. So, to wrap things up, go over the top again. What was the inspiration for her character?
Lie detector test.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had down to. I didn't know really how to put all that into one word, so I just went with What was Wonder Woman's first issue?
All-Star Comics issue 8 from 1941.
What is the name of the Amazon island?
Paradise Island.
Who led the Amazons to the island?
Aphrodite.
How was Wonder Woman born? Her original birth.
Original birth, she was carved out of clay, and then the gods gave the clay life.
Sweet. What is special about her jet?
It's invisible.
Who is the power couple?
Power couple is her and Superman.
Why are people worried about the power couple?
Because if they got together and they went evil, nobody could stop them.
And what's Wonder Woman's bracelets used for?
Defending her opponents, actually.
Yeah, I literally put to protect her opponents.
Yep.
Yep. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, she looks crazy whenever she takes the fucking bracelets off. Her eyes go all like bright white and shit. Like she looks like a badass. That's for sure. That power is just unleashed. So
That is
yeah.
really cool.
Yep. That's about all I got for you.
All right, well, that will do it then for our class on Wonder Woman. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to our channel. It's very helpful if you do that. Any comments that you may have about either what we covered or any information that we may not have covered, if you feel like Chris totally left off this amazing Wonder Woman and you want me to know about it, please throw it in the comment below. I will see it. I will read it. I'll be really excited to know about that. So there are comments in below. There's also Twitch links and Twitter links down there as well. We would love it if you'd come and interact with us on those. And tell your friends about us. Come chat with us on Twitter. We want to interact with you and we're delighted to do so. But we will see you in the next class of Dead Funny University. Bye, friends.